Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on Stargirl Season 2, and this is going to be my trailer breakdown for Episode 2 of Season 2, otherwise entitled Summer School Chapter 2. It's going to be that way for at least the majority of the season, I think. So, yeah. But of course, let's watch the trailer and then we'll talk about it all afterwards.
How do you know she's really Green Lantern's daughter? Can you show me how to use the ring? Suddenly, she's best friends with Pat.
You'll have to kill her.
What did you just do?
It sounds like it's gonna explode!
So last episode, of course, is episode 1 as a season premiere. A lot going on. We caught up about 6 months, I think it is, after the end of season 1. Just a lot of tension going on, as you'd expect. Not a lot of stuff going on in Blue Valley, though, in regards to villainous stuff. So that puts the JSA on hold. And it's a lot of more personal stuff going on between all the members. A lot of stuff going on with Beth, with Yolanda, with Rick, and Courtney sort of struggling, to not be Stargirl. It's like, well, that's what I wanted to do. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to be. I think that's my destiny. And it's just nothing's playing out that allows her to fulfill that role or fulfill that destiny. So it's a bit of a struggle. Of course, we have a lot of stuff going on with Cindy, aka, Shiv, or, leading up this new Injustice Society thing. But of course, at the end of the episode, we do get to see the Green Lantern get taken from Courtney's house. There's a bit of a fight, and Green Lantern's daughter reveals herself, and that's where we end off. Well, we also have Cindy planning her Injustice stuff, and there's some members there, and a surprising member of Mike Dugan being there as well. So, yep, let's see where that goes. But of course, before we get into the actual breakdown of the trailer, we will quickly read out the synopsis for the episode, as it does give us a bit of a clearer idea as to what's going on and show us or reveal more that's in than what's in the trailer, might I say. But of course, throughout the video, be sure to let me know in the comments section down below your various opinions and stuff on the trailer and what you're looking forward to most from the episode, just any theories heading forward. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. And just a quick disclaimer, I did upload a review yesterday. YouTube was just as chaotic as possible. They were pretty much disabling comments on the YouTube video, so it killed the video. So if you want to go check it out and you haven't seen it yet, it'll be awesome if you could do that. It's just frustrating as a content creator when YouTube sort of like disables the video pretty much as soon as you upload it. So would be cool if you could go watch it if you haven't. Still on the lookout for evil in Blue Valley, Courtney grows suspicious after an unexpected visitor shows up at the Dugan house. Meanwhile, Barbara and Pat become concerned after a visit from a mysterious antiques collector named Richard Swift. Elsewhere, Cindy puts her plan in motion. But yeah, to start off, as we can tell from the trailer, it does seem like this will be a very, or at least the trailer is giving us that hint at least, that it will be a very Green Lantern heavy episode, both in regards to the origins of a new Green Lantern, as well as potentially some history and tales of another. So of course, at the end of last episode, as I said before, we had that fight between Courtney and this person who broke into her house to take the Green Lantern battery, then revealing herself to be Green Lantern's daughter at the end of the fight. Now, Green Lantern's daughter being that of Jennifer Lynn Hayden, or Jenny Lynn Hayden. I'll call her Jenny most likely throughout the rest of the video, but she's otherwise known as Jade in the comics. Now, it was important to note that she didn't run off when Pat, Barbara, and I think Mike was there as well when they came downstairs. So it will be interesting to see whether we pick up right at that point or not, but based off points in this trailer, it appears we do pick up right where we left off last episode in regards to the Green Lantern stuff at the very least. How do you know she is really Green Lantern's daughter? Now, this is said by Courtney, obviously, to Pat. If it wasn't Pat, it'd be a bit weird. And if I had to make a guess as to why Pat would know, I would just assume it's due to the fact that the ring and battery work for her. The other option could be that Pat knew about Green Lantern having a daughter, and if he is able to confirm that she is actually who she is claiming to be, then Pat would not have any, not have any or at least too many doubts about it. Now, of course, it will be interesting to find out how Jenny came to find out about where the Green Lantern was, but then again, it could have just been the ring that led her towards it, and we can just assume that maybe it was, passed down to her, or she found it, among her father's stuff, something along those lines. But we do see Jenny ask Pat to help her out and teach her how to control and use the ring properly. And I think this is the scene that most likely takes place after that fight with her and Courtney, and she's in the same attire and it looks like to be in the Dugan Whitmore household. Now, we did see her use it against Courtney, like Jenny used the ring against Courtney, but it was just basic stuff, like a simple blast, and that's about it. And as we can see, when Pat is helping her out, it appears that she is learning to make constructs from the ring or with the ring. With us seeing her make a construct of a car, this could potentially be like a memory of hers, or maybe like a memory of Alan Scott's car that the ring has, or something along those lines. Or it could just be a car that's in the workshop that Pat is working on, that Pat is telling Jenny to try and recreate through a construct. So look at it and then make it with the ring. You know, something like that. But as we do here, Courtney isn't overly happy at all the attention that Jenny is getting from Pat. And this is probably because Pat is telling Courtney to put the Stargirl and superhero side of her life to the side for now to focus on school and everything like that, while Pat at the exact same time is teaching someone how to embrace the superhero side of her life who's pretty much the same age as her. So I can understand maybe where Courtney's coming from, but at the same time, I mean, she failed school, so she sort of has to face the repercussions of that. Now, on a side note, I do wonder whether Jenny will go to Blue Valley High as a student, or whether she'll just like roam the town, or maybe she might leave after this episode. We'll have to wait and see and just see what they do there. But I don't know, maybe they might make her a student. I'm not too sure. But on a more, how should we say it, dark and evil note, maybe that's the best way to put it, we do see Cindy Berman, aka Shiv, showing up at her stepmother's house with the black diamond. Or maybe this is someone else's house, but we can assume it is her stepmother's, as we then see her stepmother looking into the blade of a kitchen knife, with us seeing a shadowy figure with some glowing eyes, that of course being the shadowy figure of Eclipso. Now, I think it was said that the proper physical form of Eclipso will be saved for around the middle to late parts of the season. That's when he'll reveal himself. So this shadowy version might be how we see Eclipso for the first handful of episodes at the very least. But regardless, he's still spooky. Now, Eclipso is telling her to, and by her I mean Cindy's stepmother, to kill Cindy by the sounds of it, as we then see her slash against Cindy with a knife. And I do have just a little feeling that she won't succeed with hurting Cindy, or at least killing her, just a hunch based off what's been set up. But the synopsis does talk about Cindy putting her plan into motion, so I do wonder whether someone else is paid a visit in this episode outside of her stepmother. Maybe it's Artemis, maybe it's Isaac Bowen, who knows, but you'd have to assume that she'll start trying to build this, you know, quote unquote injustice limit, or unlimited, might I say, that was set up at the end of episode 1. But to finish off the trailer, we do see the Green Lantern battery just going crazy, as if it's like either about to explode or just release a lot of energy, one of the two, with the new JSA joining Jenny as they do rush to take it outside, with it then appearing to either explode or release that energy. Now, in one of the other trailers leading up to the season premiere for this season, we did see that Jenny was floating in the air in this scene, glowing green, like embracing the power. So this could be the battery maybe, you know, passing or putting all of its energy within Jenny, so she is a living, breathing battery, pretty much, if you want to call it, or just giving her the power she is destined. One of the two. I could see them just erasing the battery by giving all that power to Jenny so she doesn't have to recharge. Just so like the only piece of equipment that she has to use or needs is her ring. I think that would be fairly cool if they just did that. But then again, I know keeping the battery is cool, putting the ring to the battery, I don't know, maybe want to keep it. I have to wait and see. But it does look like the battery explodes, but it could just be releasing a lot of energy. We'll have to wait and see. Now, one big question about Jenny and just this whole new Green Lantern thing coming in is her family. So her twin brother Obsidian and potentially her mother Thorn, who was a former villain. Not Thorn as in Earbud Thorn, but Thorn as in like the thorn of a rose. Now, I guess the big question is, will they change that for the show? Now, with the mother, as in Thorn, maybe. They could change that for the show and say that that's not how they're going to do it. But the show is fairly comic accurate with a lot, especially when it comes to like the backstory of people. So I could see them keeping that. And maybe that, you know, because in the comic, she has a stepmother. She has she's adopted, might I say. She has like an adoptive mother and adoptive father. So she wouldn't be raised by her former villainous mother. So maybe she just knows that her mother was a villain or something like that. We'll have to wait and see. So they could keep that. But I think if they're definitely going to keep one thing, even if they don't keep the villainous mother sort of thing, is that they should keep her brother Obsidian, who was a twin in the comics. They could change it up. Now, they have teased in the lead up to this season that Obsidian, or Todd Rice, which is his actual name, could show up and potentially could be referenced. So I'd expect references more than him showing up, just because we haven't got a casting for that or any sort of teaser to casting. So I'd probably not expect him to show up this season, but I could definitely expect them to reference him, or at least Jenny or Jennifer to reference him in some way, shape or form. So do keep your eyes and mainly ears ready for any references maybe in this episode or episodes to come in regards to that. But yeah, maybe they won't flesh her out too much in this early bit. Maybe they might wait for later to flesh her out a bit more. But there are some promo images for this episode that he released them a while ago. Some of them are pretty basic, like it's Barbara. She's still working at the American Dream sort of thing. So let's see if that continues. Looks like it's the same office, not too sure. We have the new JSA here. It looks like they're probably looking at Jenny, because then in the next photo we do see them looking pretty scared at the battery. This is probably when it's starting to like violently shake and look like it's going to explode like a bomb. So they're sort of trying to rush it out. We just have like Jenny and Pat here. This is probably like maybe Jenny asking Pat maybe to help her out more or something along those lines. We do have a Yolanda and Courtney in school, so summer school. So I mean, interested to see how long this goes for, because like Pat was saying, like, oh, do summer schools for 2 weeks, but it goes for longer, doesn't it? Summer school. So let's hope they can pass it. Let's hope they can pass it. But the next ones are interesting. So this person is not in the trailer, but he is referenced in the synopsis, and that is Richard Swift, aka The Shade. So he's referenced in the synopsis as a mysterious antiques collector, but they do name him Richard Swift, but he is The Shade. And it seems that maybe Pat doesn't know he's The Shade, and maybe it's a reference that he makes that might catch him onto it. We'll have to wait and see, because I don't know if Pat would be so comfortable around him here. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens between Pat's interactions with Richard Swift, aka The Shade. And then to finish off, we do have Courtney and Pat in the basement. Maybe this is some explanation about The Shade, maybe Eclipso, one of the two. We'll have to wait and see what happens there, but it looks like there's going to be more setup and just more build-up throughout this episode, maybe just as much as episode 1 had. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it, show support. Let me know in the comments section down below your various opinions about this episode heading into it, what are you looking forward to the most, and everything like that. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.